What y'all see on your screen is a screenshot from a video that I did over a year ago. It was probably recorded back in 2023 about this woman named Jacqueline Ma, who was the teacher of the year, I believe, in some schools out for a county out there in California. And some very interesting things came up about her. And if you can see by the title, well, in the thumbnail, I said we need to talk about the rise of female predators. And in the title itself, I said Jacqueline Ma could hardly contain herself. Shocked to my surprise when a update about this same woman came my way, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, Jacqueline Ma. I said, why does that name sound so familiar? And then I just went into the search bar on YouTube and typed in my name and then her name, and then sure enough, as I scrolled down a little bit, this came right on up, because I said the name sounds so familiar. I feel like I talked about this woman before because I remember her picture looking like that and I used it for the thumbnail. And indeed, it's the same exact woman. So let's fast forward to 2025, where let's just say Jacqueline Ma looks nothing like how she does in this picture now. So this is Jacqueline Ma in 2025. She looks a lot of rough. That's because this woman has been locked up for the last couple of years, and she's currently on trial. I think her trial is pretty much getting ready to come to an end. And I believe she's been pleading not guilty for all up until this point. But then a judge had told her what she could possibly get as far as a sentencing, which was around 180 years. And when she heard that, she swiftly changed her plea to guilty. And they ended up knocking it down from 180 to 30 years to life, which is still a long time. But let's go ahead and read the article and see what has happened, since the last time we spoke about her. An award-winning California teacher broke down in tears in court as she confessed to abusing two of her students, ages 11 and 12. Jacqueline Ma, who was named Teacher of the Year in San Diego County just months before her arrest, was facing a staggering 180 years behind bars for the shocking abuse at Lincoln Acres Elementary School in National City. That was knocked down Wednesday when she admitted lewd acts with her students as part of a plea deal that could still see her sentenced to 30 years to life. Guilty, Ma told the judge through sobs from video from Fox 5 San Diego shows. Ma also pleaded guilty to a count of possessing material containing a minor engaged in or simulating conduct for sending the boys X-rated images and begging them to send her photos of them engaged in certain acts. This was very significant to us, not just because she won an award, but because of who she was in the community, Deputy District Attorney Drew Hart told Fox San Diego. We think this plea deal sends a message to the community, not just about sex offenses on children, but when you leverage a position of trust, you leverage good faith in parents in the community, and you do this to their children, there will be significant penalties to pay. Ma, who taught 5th and 6th graders, was arrested on her school's campus in the spring of 2023 after the mother of the 12-year-old boy contacted police, who found that the trusted teacher had groomed the boy over 10 months, sharing love letters and explicit texts. She sent him racy photographs of herself and asked him to take and send her videos of himself engaging in sex acts, and grew frustrated when he did not respond. In one message, the child reminded his teacher, "Sometimes I think you don't understand that I'm still a kid." In one instance, she took off her shirt after the 12-year-old victim for a private meeting in her classroom, according to the news reports. Prosecutors said Ma also had another relationship with a current student at the time, an 11-year-old boy, and exchanged sexually charged messages with him. A picture of one of the victims was discovered in her wallet after her arrest. After the conclusion of a preliminary hearing in 2023, Superior Court Judge Marianne D'Adazio said she thought the evidence was overwhelmingly clear that the defendant took advantage of two children. From our office perspective, it was very important that these be charged as not just sex offenses, but sex offenses done under duress, and that's what she pled to, Hart said Wednesday. Ma will be sentenced on May 9th. And I have to keep that date in mind because I definitely want to see what she's going to be sentenced with, seeing as how this is more of an update to a story that I had already been talking about. But yeah, this woman right here is absolutely crazy. As a matter of fact, any of them who are doing something like this are crazy. And the fact that what makes her crazier than what she already did is the fact that she pled not guilty all this time. And the only thing that made her change her mind was the judge throwing out 180 years that made her switch to guilty. The fact that she held on to not guilty for all this time shows you that she believes that what she was doing was not wrong. I think this woman also has a lot of nerve to get upset at a kid for not responding to her as if this is like she's some kind of scorned ex that's not being received by someone she or they broke up with. The nerve of this woman, and she was the so-called teacher of the year. I'm finding that some of these teachers of the years, not all of them, but some of them got some weird things going on in their background, in their personal life. And this one right here is just another notch for one to be revealed to be a straight up perv. But I'm glad that they are not handling her with kid gloves, because like the thumbnail suggested in the video that I did on her back in 2023, The Rise of the Female Predator, a lot of them get so much leeway to get away with the stuff that they do, because they're a woman and think that the title of predator cannot or should not apply to them. It most definitely should, if not definitely more, considering the fact that a lot of them do slip on by. Some of them commit these acts and don't even end up on the sex offenders list. I'm almost certain the fact that she's just on this trial alone, she's definitely on that list for sure, even if she's not out in society. You can still be on there and be behind bars, which I'm sure and hopefully that she is on that list. She definitely should be dealt with accordingly. So we shall see where her sentencing is going to be come May. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. What do you think she should get? They said 30 years to life. I don't know how old this woman is, but hopefully they lean more towards the life. But the fact that they say 30 years to life, that means that there's a slight possibility she could get parole after 30 years. But in my opinion, and I've said this before, I said it about the men and I'm gonna say it about the women. Anyone who commits an act like this, in my personal opinion, cannot be redeemed. Think about it. This woman was doing this for 10 months. You're talking about nearly a year she was doing this, and with no shame, with an 11 and 12-year-old student. Really put that into perspective. That's how long she's been doing this with both of these kids. And when you think about that, you tell me if she's eligible or should be eligible for parole.